Good, how are you?
Does this matchup carry any significance for you growing up in Utah fan?
Yeah, definitely. Some things come along with it. You know, I know a lot of guys on the team. BYU is actually the first school that offered me. So, you know, I have a good relationship with their coaching staff, and, you know, just being a hometown kid, you know, there's a little bit of ties with that, and, you know, wanting to beat them for sure.
Were you at the game 2 years ago when they beat SC?
I was actually at that game, yeah.
What do you remember about that?
You know, honestly, like the very first thing that I remember was walking out on the field and seeing Ben Griffiths for the first time, and their field's like a little higher, and I just remember thinking that is the tallest punter I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, I remember that one. BYU's games are always like super packed, and they're fun to be at. So, and I just remember it was just like an intense game, kind of went back and forth, and then, you know, obviously BYU is just super excited to get that win, and, you know, we're gonna try to take that back and get a little bragging rights. I wasn't really rooting for anyone, honestly. At that time, I was still a Utah fan, so I kind of had some tough feelings towards BYU. And with SC, Utah always had struggled with SC, so I had a little bit of hard feelings with them too. So I didn't really have to be a favorite for that game.
That game was memorable because they did a lot of dropping eight into coverage.
Yeah.
If they do that again this week, what do you have to do to try and pick that apart?
Just stay patient with my eyes, go through my reads. You know, when they drop eight, it's not like they're going to get a lot of pressure on me, so I'm going to have some time. And I just got to take what the defense gives me, and, you know, we'll just slowly march down the field if that's what it takes. So I would just say the biggest thing is just be disciplined with my eyes and my reads.
Looking back at the UCLA game, what do you take away from your performance?
Yeah, after watching film, I thought that there was a lot of things I did really well. I thought there was a lot of throws that I made that were difficult ones. And so I was happy with some of those things, but, you know, overall, just like the loss, it really hurts, especially for me because I had, you know, really high expectations going into it and really wanted to win it. But, you know, it's a good learning experience for me. I thought that some of the mistakes that I made were just, you know, young, early mistakes that you make and then you kind of move on from. You don't make them anymore in your career. So I would just take away that it was a learning experience for me, and you know, there's some things I want to clean up, and I'm excited to show it this next week.
Went to Gary and the second half there. How does he step up and Drake out?
Yeah, Gary's a stud. You watched the tape when Drake was in, and he was doing a lot of really good things. I think I said this earlier, but, you know, when you have the best receiver in college football, you like to throw the ball a little bit. But, you know, Gary's a stud. He's always going to, you know, win his one-on-one matchups, and he's going to make great plays for you.
Do you just proceed from here on out, just kind of assuming you're the starting quarterback? I know obviously Keaton's status is still uncertain, but
Yeah, I think that's kind of just how it has to be for me. I got to take each week, you know, the same. Prepare like I'm going to be the guy, and, you know, be able to carry my load and hold myself accountable so I can, you know, produce and help my team win.
A lot of hard hits in that game. Are you past the point where you worry each time on those, or like mentally?
No, not really. I think my adrenaline is just so high sometimes you don't feel it. And then you wake up the next morning and you're kind of like, you get a little banged up. But, you know, that just kind of comes with the game, and they were bringing a lot of pressure, so that's just what kind of happens sometimes.
This team's been through a lot this season, the UCLA game sort of being the latest demerit in a tough year. How do you make sure everybody's feeling up and still invested in this season?
Yeah, the way that I kind of see it is, you know, I want to go out this year with no regrets, and making sure that, you know, I came into each week, and, you know, I want the whole team to have that same approach. Coach Dante talks about it a lot in our team meetings, where, you know, we got to have the same mentality to, you know, just compete and win each day to lead up to the game. We have some seniors on this team, and, you know, we want to put it all on the line for them. And, you know, I would just say end this year off, you know, in a really good way, and help us carry into next year.
You and the leader of any of those seniors who have decisions to make on next season or maybe coming back for another run?
You know, we talk about it a little bit here and there, and, you know, I selfishly want some guys, you know, to come back, but, you know, they're going to make the best decisions for them, and I'm going to always support that. It's just super exciting time for them, and for them to live out their dreams and just, you know, achieve their goals that they set out for from the start. But yeah, you know, I'm going to selfishly put in a couple of words to, you know, try to keep some guys back for me.